Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ice Age. My name is Iceman. I'm bringing you some more Halo 4 multiplayer gameplay. Today I've got some SWAT on Haven, and I know this combination of game and map gets voted up a lot, and I figured I would give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do well on this map playing this game. My final score is 28-11. I'll get almost half my team's kills, get a bunch right at the end to finish it off nice and strong. So I just wanted to help you guys understand a little bit better about the flow of this game on this map. Hopefully you guys can improve your gameplay as well. So I'm going to break this up into major tips and minor tips, and you will see me employ all of these throughout the entire game. This isn't just a situational thing. I'm always on my toes, keeping these things in mind. And so the first major tip I want to give you guys is to stay on the upper curved hallway. This is where 90% of the battles go on. If you go into the top middle, you're just gonna probably get shot from one of the many angles that you can be seen from. Very few people ever travel on the bottom of the map as well. So like you see me doing here, staying on this top curvy part is essential to finding the enemies and killing the enemies. You also see me here zooming in, and this is kind of the corollary to that first main point, which is while you're up here, you should be zoomed in. You don't have to be, especially if you have really good aim, like better aim than me. You can do headshots at that range without the scope, but for me, it vastly improved my game when I started trolling those hallways with the scope on, especially with the DMR, because it has a longer range than the battle rifle. So, like you see here though, this is kind of a minor tip. Use the windows. Because most of the action goes on in these upper hallways, these huge windows, as you see here to the right, are a really nice way for people to see in or out. So while you're walking by them, make sure you check out them real quick so that somebody doesn't get a headshot on you just by sitting in the middle at one of the man cannon exit points. So like you see here, I'm pretty much just staying on the top outer curvy area. Haven't really done anything else too much. Making sure I stay zoomed in so I can see through one window to the other window. I can stay zoomed in to see the middle area right here at the stairs, and I always check the bottom area because a lot of spawning happens down low. So if they spawn low, they can come up behind you, especially these stairs and the main stairs where blue team spawns. Now this gives me the opportunity to talk about another minor point. You see me here using the glass as kind of protection while I scope that guy out and finally get the headshot on him. It's a really handy way to kind of stay at the stairs, to be a little bit more cautious, because you can see through them, but they can't hit you. So it's a really easy way to see if they're coming around one of the curvy hallways and you can't see them all the way down. You can use the glass to kind of stay in one spot for 2 or 3 seconds, and then once they come around the corner, you can pop out real quick and get the headshot on them, then go back down behind the glass again, check the other direction, something like that. Really good tactic that I don't see a whole lot of people using, but it is incredibly valuable for me just because so many people do use that top hallway. But being able to watch the hallway without being shot is really beneficial for my statistics and my gameplay on this map as a whole. One other thing you'll see me doing pretty much the entire map is I'll real quick check where my teammates are. So right there, they're all to the left over near the top middle, and I go in the opposite direction from my team. This is something that can be applied to pretty much any Halo game, because the way Halo's spawning system works is that it will not generally spawn enemies near where you or your team is. So here you see me using the bottom level to kind of come up behind them, because I knew where my team was, I knew the enemies were not near them, and I can come up behind them, get a quick double kill, and then get one more kill right there, because all the enemies were on this side of the map. So really useful way to kind of find the enemies without actually knowing where they are. Just make sure you kind of go in the opposite direction of your team, especially if you have a good shot. If you don't, maybe pick a guy on your team and follow him around so you guys can kind of tag team the enemies. See me there again using the glass as protection for my head so I can pop out and get a quick kill on that guy. So the other thing you'll see me not doing, this is the other major point I wanted to talk about, the major tip. For the vast majority of your time on this map playing SWAT, you should not be sprinting. It's generally safe to sprint for a second or two right off your spawn because Halos will generally spawn you where somebody can't see you. You can usually quickly get to a better spot, but you should not be sprinting every time you don't see somebody. It can get you into some really hairy situations. If you have your gun down when somebody else can see you, especially in a headshot game like SWAT, that's just bad news for you. And so you should definitely be keeping your rifle up as much as possible at all times. So those are the major points I wanted to talk about. So no sprinting, and zoom in while you stay up here in the Kirby hallways. I think this is getting towards the end of the clip. I get a really nice overkill here. Finish up the game with a double kill. Like I said, I think my final score is 28-11. It's a really good game. Hopefully you guys can use some of these tips in the future. And until next time, peace, love, and ice.
Double kill. Game over. Victory.